It is still January 12th, 2023. I am thinking about when I was a kid, right? We lived on Heck Avenue. Well, this was before my brother Keyshawn was born. And I remember I had got this strawberry shortcake bike. And my mom was messing with this dude named Clayton Sandifer at the time. And he stayed at the other end of Heck Avenue, closer to Memorial Drive. And I remember one day I was outside riding my bike. My mom and Clayton was in the house and shit. And this lady had pulled up. And she had asked, was Clayton inside? So I didn't know not to say no or nothing like that. I was like, yeah, he's down in the basement with my mom because that's where his room was at or whatever. Her name was Olivette. I don't know what her last name is, but she was like, oh, okay. So she just went in. She went in and whatever, and I went to go ride in my bike. So when the lady got back in her car and pulled off, my mom pulls me in the damn basement and she beat my ass. Why am I getting my ass beat? The lady asked me, was he in the house? I said, yeah, he's down in the basement with my mom. She went in the house. Came outside, pulled off. I got called in the house and I got my ass whooped. As I'm getting my ass whooped, I remember my mom saying, you don't fucking tell nobody's no fucking business. I'm a little ass kid. And at the time, I couldn't have been no more than like 5 years old, 4 or 5, something like that. But I just remember I was having the time of my life because the dude Manson that lived on our block, he lived closer to Borton Avenue on Heck Avenue. He taught me how to ride my bike. So when I got the hang and the gist of it, I thought I was the shit. Ride my bike. I say all of this to say that secrets is not the best thing to be trying to be kept. Now, me being grown now, I know that Clayton was dealing with Olivette and that some type of way my mom and Clayton messing around. Like, I didn't know no damn better. I know that I had my first motorcycle ride. Clayton took me on his motorcycle. And he had this Thunderbird car that made mad fucking noise. And that shit was fast as hell. That was my first fast car ride. Because we spent a lot of time between Clayton house and my grandmama house. So, I didn't know nothing about none of that shit that go on in relationships and none of that crazy ass shit. But I do know I got my ass whooped for just telling the truth that the lady was in the house. Now that I'm grown, they trying to fucking spiritually beat my ass because I'm on my platform telling the truth. Like, if y'all don't want the truth to be out in the light, stop fucking lying about shit. Y'all have done a lot of things to me to torture me, more so on the spiritual aspect, but I've been tortured in the physical as well, throughout my whole 41 years of life. And, it is what it is. Like I said, I ain't hating nobody or none of that because I'm grateful for all of these experiences so that I'll be able to sit here and tell my story, and whoever I come in contact with, that I'll be able to help someone else that may have been in the predicament that I've been in, to give them hope and inspiration for them to be able to come up out of whatever spiritual bondage and mental, emotional, physical bondage that they've been in. I met a young lady today, at Arby's, and she shared her story with me that her child's father was beating on her and shit and trying to do the same type of crap with her, and how, her family hasn't been as favorable towards her either, and I felt really good being able to have the conversation with sharing my story and her sharing, her story with me. And it just let me know that it's a lot of people out here in this world that really need somebody that understands and not understand completely just like she understood completely. And that's all it takes sometimes in this world, is to be able to have someone that don't judge them and don't look down and frown upon them, but be able to identify and help heal one another through sharing the stories and giving positive hope and encouraging inspiration to the next person, to let people know that they're not alone in this world, even though they seem like they're alone. Because today I was having like an emotional day, because a lot of people, putting unnecessary extra traumas in people's lives, and it's unnecessary. I mean, like, come on, man. The fuck? We ain't here for all of that crazy ass shit. And excuse my potty mouth or whatever, God know my heart. So, I just speak with the integrity within my soul. Like I said, I'm not a perfect person. I don't have the best past. I haven't made the best decisions in my past or whatever, but when I was given the opportunity to change my life and do something better for myself, I jumped on that opportunity, even though it was a lot of trials and tribulations. People throw mad blockages, did things behind the scenes, and don't want to see me move forward and excel and advance. But it's so crazy that while all of these people was doing this stuff to me before I became more aware of what they actually was doing behind the scenes to me, like I was there rooting people on and giving them encouragement and not hating because they was leveling up and moving, to higher positions and stuff like that in their life and getting certain things that they had in their life. Like I'm not a hater, and I know now that with patience, everything that I ask the universe for, it will be granted unto me, and not looking outside of myself, for someone else to validate me or to carry me, where I know that I've been given the strength, the courage, and the confidence to be able to stand alone and be okay with being alone in this space. And honestly, me being alone helped me to strengthen, like my gift. And it's continuing to strengthen, and I'm so grateful for that. And I love my ancestors that are no longer walking this physical plane, but they're in the spirit realm, for never leaving me and sticking beside me throughout all of this. Even some people that have done some misdeeds that are over in the spirit realm, I forgive them as well, because it's been a generational, perpetual thing that has been going on for mad generations within my own personal bloodline, but within bloodlines of other people that walk this earth that, were sent here for a purpose and a mission. So I'm grateful that I can uplift and inspire someone. And I'm grateful for the people that come into my life. I always like to say, what the heck, that, uplift and inspire me to let me know that I'm doing something that is positive and worthwhile to someone else, and to give them comfort for their soul, and then them just being a listening ear to give me comfort. Like, it's not all about the material shit. It ain't about money, because when you leave from here, you can't take none of that shit with you. But when you leave from this physical realm, you take your soul and your spirit with you. And I'm grateful that out of all of this stuff, it hadn't hardened my heart to make me not be compassionate to the next person. Before I left from out of that Arby's, the young lady asked me, was there anything that I wanted? And I didn't want nothing for myself. I just asked her for some, some nuggets or something for my girls, because I know, they like nuggets and shit. And she hooked them up. And as I walked out of Arby's to come walk back to my place, I saw this homeless man right outside of the Arby's, like by the bus stop. And he was digging through these garbage bags. It was a whole bunch of like silver foil stuff that he was looking into now. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Because at first I thought that he was looking for food in the trash. And I gave him the fries and the drink that I had, because I wanted him to be able to eat as well. Now, all of them foils with that little black stuff on there, I was told that that's something called blues that people be smoking off of foil or whatever. And I know that he's an active addict or whatever, but I didn't judge that man. I'm not in a position to judge him, but to be able to feed him and to be able to make sure that someone else in that position has something to eat, it made me feel good. And then he was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it." Just for me to be able to do that small kind gesture for somebody, even though he's on the, on the order of getting high and stuff like that. Everybody deserves human compassion and decency, and it made me feel good to be able to share something that was so freely given to me, to be able to give back. Like, I felt so much better after having that conversation with Miss Christina, and then coming outside to see that man digging through the trash and me be able to help him because someone helped my children. It's just like that's what it's about in this world. It's not about all of the materialistic stuff and being in competition and who got this better or anything like that, because when we start to tend to think that we're in a better position and being all big headed about it, just as fast as you get it is as fast as you lose it. And I've learned that in my past, but I've never been an arrogant, cocky, boastful type of person, like, "Oh yeah, I got this, I got that." I've never been that type of person. I've always wanted to look out for other people, and it had gotten to a point where I would make sure that everybody else was straight before I made my own self straight. Make sure I had everything that I wanted for myself and care more about myself, because I care more about other people. But being in a position to be able to take time for myself, to care and nurture myself, I learned that it's not selfish of me to do that. And now that I'm not the person that is a people pleaser and always making sure everybody else is straight, and I take time out for myself and I give back to myself as much as I was giving out to others, now I'm selfish. Oh, now I'm mean. Now I'm cruel. And then they make up lies and be vicious towards me, trying to attack myself and my children spiritually. People paying people to kidnap my children and paying people to, off me and stuff like that for life insurance. And then y'all got the audacity to want to off me for my organs and shit like that. Like, y'all ain't organ trafficking. I don't give a fuck if you need a kidney, a heart, or none of that. If y'all didn't do me so dirty in the course of my life, I would have been the first one. If our types matched up, to be able to say, yeah, I'm willing to go under that knife to give you another chance at life. But because y'all chose to be wicked and still continue to do the things that you was doing, don't look to me to be trying to off me so that y'all could get my body parts because y'all shits is failing. I'm sorry. I ain't got it for you. No, I am not going to say, yes, I'm willing to sign on the dotted line to give you any organ in my body. Now, for my children, that's something totally different. Something happened with my children where they have to have one of anything inside of me. They got it. But for y'all can't ask me for nothing. Don't ask me for nothing. I mean nothing. And it's said with the utmost respect. Y'all can't get anything from me. Y'all can't ask me for anything. You can't con me into doing anything or none of that. Like, it's so sad because we have a huge family on both sides of the family, and I'm not saying that everybody in the family is cruel and wicked, but when you are coming to attack me for somebody else in the family because of money, that's where I have an issue with y'all. That's where my biggest issue is with y'all. And like I said, it ain't no hard feelings. It ain't no disrespect or none of that. But y'all been playing in people's faces for too long. Y'all been lying. Y'all been working with these judges, these lawyers, these sheriffs, these DAs, these prosecutors, and all of this for so many years to cover up all of the deceit and the crazy shit that y'all been doing. And y'all just gotta stop and own up to what the fuck y'all doing. Stop spreading lies. Stop gossiping. Stop doing the rumor mill. all to keep yourselves looking like, y'all are in the position and y'all all high and mighty. Because at the end of the day, all of y'all that been sitting there doing all of this crazy ass shit to me, y'all can't even stand half as alone as I have been my whole life. Even with all of y'all around me, I've always felt like I was alone being around all of y'all. Y'all ain't really never loved me. And I've had true, genuine love, care, and concern for every person that I've come in contact with. Y'all are sad. Y'all need to start taking ownership and accountability for every single thing that y'all have done to hurt everybody that y'all have schemed, plotted, and planned against. Y'all just need to stop. It's 2023. Y'all been doing this shit for ages, and y'all way older than me. So I can't even imagine half the shit that y'all did. But I do remember a lot of things that transpired in my youth that y'all have done to people. You know what I mean? Like, y'all wrong as hell for that shit. And I just say this because I have a higher understanding of what my purpose is and what I'm meant to do here. All y'all gonna get y'all karma.